What's up, guys? Shiny Hunter Bobby here. Today I'm here to show you a Pokemon X Shiny Badgequest showcase. This was one of the craziest Badgequests I've ever done. It wasn't necessarily that I got everything I wanted like first try, but just the fact that every single hunt that I did was under odds. Every single one. There was hunts I did alongside this that also went under odds. Insanely under odds too, which I'll share with you. And I was actually supposed to complete the Soul Silver badge quest before I completed this. I just wanted to start doing Froakie encounters, and I kind of just kept getting into it. I kept starting a hunt. As soon as I started to maybe get burnt out and wanted to switch over to a new game, boom, another shiny. And I was like, all right, well, I got to keep it going. And it just kept going. It was really cool. So we're going to start off with my starter, which is one of the dopest shinies, one of the dopest Pokemon of all time. I mean, look at that thing, the black and red with the hint of blue on his ears. I mean, oh my goodness. And I have a lot of nostalgia with this game and with this Pokemon. Like I said in my Alpha Sapphire showcase, this Generation 6 was my first generation, and Gen 6 anime was the first ever Pokemon anime I watched. And Ash Greninja and that whole team and that whole anime was just, it was so good. And as a kid, it had me enthralled with Pokemon and the idea of Pokemon. I loved imagining myself as a trainer. It was what started my imagination and the love for Pokemon. So, I mean, my boy here he's what started it all, really, was Greninja and Ash Greninja. So this was really cool. I hope to one day maybe get a mod this DS and to be able to shiny hunt the Ash Greninja in Ultra Sun, which is going to be really exciting because I want to do a badge quest in that game. I was really worried about this hunt taking a long time. It only took 1,041 resets. And after Latios only took like 747, I thought this one was going to be a bit longer, and no. The shiny gods decided to bless me, and I could not have asked for anything more. It makes me nervous because, like I said, I want to do a Gen 7 badge quest, because even though this is my first, it has a lot of nostalgia, Generation 7 is my favorite generation in games of all time. So that's going to be a big one. I hope to record all my reactions to shinies when I get them, and to go through that whole progress, showing you all the progress for that. So that's going to be really exciting. And it's cool because this actually has the exact same nature as my my Sceptile, Bashful. So that's pretty cool. Alright, let's see. And now we got Pansage. Like I said, I didn't get always what I wanted. In a perfect world, I would have gotten Fletchling. But I have to say, Pansage, the monkeys, they get a lot of hate. And honestly, the shiny is not the best. But you know, I appreciate it, you know, because going under odds for every single hunt, this one took 3,480. It's not the longest, but it's pretty close, which is crazy. You know, I don't really have much to say about Grem. He was good early game. He's got a great attack stat. You know, he put in where, as you can see, his moveset's pretty mid, because I used him a lot for mid game and early game. And then we got my boy Cash, and there's a funny story about Cash the Marowak. This was supposed to be a Tyrant. I put in all the time collecting 5 of the Tyrant fossils. I collected the 4 and then played through the game, and I got the 5th when I wanted to hunt it. And I ended up saving somehow. Like, I fell asleep and I saved after I had got the Tyrant in my party. And so I couldn't do the hunt anymore. So I decided to do another hunt that I thought was cool and then I wanted to do, which was the Glittering Cave hunt. So yeah, this is from the Glittering Cave. As you can see, the Met location is Glittering Cave. And I did those where they drop down on you. I saved in front of 2 that were back to back. And I did that, and it only took 316. So it made up for the sting of not getting Tyrant. Because, I don't know if you know, I like to have my badge quest contain Pokemon that are from that generation, so it helped that it was less. That's what I mean. Pansage and Marowak were nice, but they weren't exactly what I was looking for. And then we continue that trend. We had a Snubble, and I have to say that route is a really good route, though. I really wanted either Eevee, Golurk, or Hawlucha, and I got one of those, and two of that I didn't. But Snubbull shiny was really good. The blue was really good. They did Gramble very dirty though. This one was funny. I was actually in the car going somewhere, so I'd done like the 3,000 whatever, and it was like 3 minutes into the car ride, and boom. So I named him after where we were going to this place called Lake Fulmer. I don't even live in that state anymore, so it doesn't really matter. But it was cool. Snubbull was a cool find. And we have Ed Gein. That's a name of all time. No, I named him after a documentary I was watching about him. And I technically got this from a horde encounter, but I was not doing sweet scent, like trying to get horde encounters. It's just a possibility when you're hunting on that route, which was Route 10. And honestly, not too bad. Like I said, I'm trying to get my shiny collection up, so these aren't bad. But like I said, I wish for Generation 6 Pokemon. This one took 2,326, so again, under odds, a little over half. Still really good. And Route 10 is nice because I would count the 5 encounters that I would get if I got a horde encounter. So Route 10 went pretty quick. And then I decided to switch it up off of Route 10. I didn't want to just keep hitting my head against a wall. And I have to say, this was one of the most hype shinies I ever found. I used Magnet Pull, and I think I actually used the Ed Gein to help with that. And it is Ragnar, the Aegislash. One of probably my favorite Pokemon and favorite shinies. I mean, this thing was insane, and it took only 395 encounters. I was absolutely losing my mind. I was so excited to get this. I know I was using Magnet Pull, and I had a fairly solid chance, but it could have been better. I wasn't using a Repel Trick or anything. And I was so excited. I was hyperventilating. It was really cool. And then after that, I took a little bit of a break, and I wanted to do the shiny legendary quest I have in Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, and it just kept getting better. The Lake Trio was insane. Like I said in that video with Alpha Sapphire, it took under 1,000 for each hunt. Azelf took 532, and then Mesprit took 348, and this was all happening at the same time I was doing this. And then immediately after that, I go back to Route 10, and I found Hawlucha. And that's when I really started to lose my mind. It took 326 encounters on Route 10 to get Hawlucha. Nacho Libre, the GOAT. I mean, it's seriously one of the coolest shinies. I mean, these are just some of the coolest shinies. Along with Greninja, I mean, it really started to become why I have so much like awe of this shiny hunt and shiny Badgequest. It just was so lucky. And then immediately after that, I got Uxie in 41 encounters, which is my fastest one in 4,096. I had a hunt that went like for 60 resets for a Mudkip on Alpha Sapphire, and I thought that was not going to be beat for a long time. And then I got Uxie. It was really funny. I was in a call with my friend, and I was just losing my mind. And he doesn't really know much about Pokemon, so he has no idea why I'm freaking out. But it was just insanity. And so I tried to keep the luck going, and I wanted to go for Goomy, but I did not end up getting Goomy. I ended up getting a Stunfisk, which was 2,179 encounters. Not bad. A little bit over half odds. Yeah, a little bit over half odds. And then I got a Quagsire, which was insanely fast. 370 encounters. This whole Badgequest was insanity. You know, the fact that every single hunt was under odds. Sorry, can't speak. And the fact that congruent hunts were also going insanely under odds. The Lake Trio going all under 1,000, and one going for 41 resets. It was just a lot of insanity going on. And I paid for it. My luck finally started to fix itself, and as after this, I went 48,000 for Larvitar and Soul Silver. So I got my odds evened out. So I'm about even right now. But, I mean, honestly, just the Halucha, the Age of Slash, and the Greninja just really make this whole badge quest. They are really the stars of the show, and I could not be happier. I'm actually still hunting for Gumi because, like I said, I always get the reclaim. And I'm technically on, if you count these two, I'm on phase 4 for Gumi. I got another Quagsire, pink dude. And that's actually really all the shinies I got in here. Like I said, this was a side thing. I wasn't planning on this being a focus. I planned on finishing Soul Silver before I was done with this. So, you know, it was a big surprise to get on such a roll. But I'm back on the Soul Silver grind, especially since Safari Week just happened, and I'm gonna keep going for Safari Week. I'll probably end up putting the legendary hunt for Alpha Sapphire to the side once I finally get a Pokemon in the Marsh Zone. I'm at like 27,000. I still haven't gotten one. But yeah, so this is pretty much it. You know, less information. If you want more information about what I'm doing with this channel and stuff, I recommend you go to the Alpha Sapphire Showcase. This was kind of just to go over something that I really enjoyed. And Badge Quest, that was just a really fun Badge Quest the entire time. You know, like Soul Silver is an adventure. You know, I'm not done with it yet. It is a great adventure. Adventure? I don't know how to speak English? No, but it was a great adventure. And just all the different challenges I've had with that shiny hunt and that badge quest. And I think Alpha Sapphire was a nostalgic badge quest that was kind of like a coming home tour. And I think this was just like a fun one on the side that was just hooking me up with really quick hunts. And, you know, I appreciate that. So I think I'm going to end you off on doing one more encounter for the old Gumi. So I'm doing a repel trick, so I gotta put a repel on. 1 second. We'll put on a simple repel. All right, do one more encounter for you guys, and I'm gonna call it. Gotta let you see me suffer a little bit. There we go. All right, guys. It was nice seeing you. Shiny Hunter Bobby signing off. Hope you stick around to watch me suffer.